Hello guys, welcome back to the Laker family, where the Lakers took another great victory against the Houston Rockets, Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals. Man, I am so happy and so ecstatic at how the Lakers came out and played tonight. Overall, great game for the Lakers. A ton of great moments from our supporting cast members from the Lakers. Great defense from the Lakers. You name it, man. You name it. I was just pleased all over the board. There was a few things that I could nitpick, but like I said, that would be just nitpicking. But man, I don't even know where to start. That's how excited and happy I am. How the Lakers came out and took psychological control of this series. And there's a stat going around, 70% of the playoff teams that win Game 3 go on to win the series. So this was a great psychological win for the Lakers. Mike D'Antoni was bumping his gums yesterday, talking about we looked desperate because of the defense we was playing on James Harden, the double teams and things like that we were doing to confuse Harden. He called us desperate. Really, Mike D'Antoni, you of all people, first of all, you have no room to sit up there. You are a decent head coach, but you're not a Phil Jackson or a Greg Popovich, not even a Doc Rivers. You're not in that class to be sitting up there questioning what another coach is doing, which you are supposed to do. You are supposed to make adjustments in the playoff series. You're only making yourself look silly when you say stuff like that. You make it look like you can't coach, like you don't know how to make adjustments in a playoff series when you say stuff like that. And you're going to look like you're going to end up losing your job once y'all lose against us in this series. So you might want to keep your mouth closed a little bit. So that's a little bit of word of advice for Mike D'Antoni. All in all, I felt like we beat the Rockets when the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is Westbrook and James Harden, they were both great tonight. Can't take nothing away from them. They were great when they needed to be. But the thing about it was, we didn't let the rest of the team go off. That's what you can't have. You can't have Eric Gordon going off getting 20 points and Covington. You can't have him going off getting 18, 20 points. Tucker 15 points and let him put that Draymond Greenish stat line up. You can't have that against this team. So if you're going to suffer a good game from Westbrook and Harden, you dang sure better make sure everybody else is locked up. But even though Westbrook and James Harden had good games, all their points were hard. All of them were hard to come by. They had to struggle, fight tooth and nail for every basket. The referees still had a little bit to do with James Harden, get going at the free throw line. I don't know what it is. How come? All we ask as fans, Laker fans, really, is that if you want to give James Harden those fouls every time he puts his head down and drives to the goal, shoving people off, how come you don't return that same favor with LeBron James when he's way more clever and way more advanced at driving the ball to the hoop than James Harden? Come on, I can't explain it. Can somebody help me out? I cannot explain that from the refereeing. It's sickening to watch the amount of foul calls that he gets. I seen Anthony Davis do a nice move. He did a nice face-up move on P.J. Tucker in the first half, and he took him left to the baseline. Gently put his off arm out there and went up, and really was supposed to be a three-point play. They called a charge. Now, mind you, James Harden does exactly the same doggone thing like 3 times this game. Do you think they gave him the charge call? No. There was a double team. There was a play where Danny Green was guarding James Harden, and I think LeBron came over to double team from the left side. James Harden, in order to avoid the double team, he tries to dribble past Danny Green to the right, and just blatantly pushes him down and continues to run over him. They blow the whistle, give the foul call to Danny Green. I'm like, what? Well, if you're going to call that, call it fairly, call it right for both teams. So I didn't get on the refs too hard last game. I tried to give them, I tried to be fair and said that they were doing an okay job. They just need to clean up a few things. It's like they kind of went backwards. They went worse this game with some of the calls that they were calling. And that Stan Van Gundy, I was like, please, can you just please shut up? Like the whole time, can you just please shut up? Because he was sitting there just agreeing with the referees, congratulating the referees every single time they made a call in favor for the Rockets, and every time we didn't get a call or whatever it was, he was quiet. He didn't say anything. So I was like, please shut up, Stan Van Gundy, please. But I digress. Monster games, man. Marvelous game from LeBron James. He put it in his head tonight that none of those midgets can guard him. None of them. And he settled a little bit for the three too much for my liking, but it was okay because he got the inside game going. He made sure he imposed his will. More times than not, he made sure he imposed his will on his team. It's like he wanted to drag the heart out of this team. That's the aggressive LeBron I want to see every night in this playoff. That's what I want to see. He did it on both ends of the floor, defensively as well. I'm talking about had his own block party, 4 blocks, sending shots left and right. Whether it was Westbrook, whether it was Harden, it didn't matter. He sent it. He sent Gordon shot one time. He would have had a 5th block on Green, on Jeff Green, if he didn't get his thumb caught in the rim. That would have been his 5th block. He was just a monster all over the court tonight. His vision, his passing, the little quick passes he was doing on the cuts when his teammates were cutting, he was like putting perfect pinpoint passes right there on their gloves for them to go up and lay the ball up. Like I'm at a loss of words. I love what I saw from LeBron tonight. Keep that up. His only little glaring issue was the free throw line. It was almost becoming kind of Shaq-like. Remember when we used to watch Shaq go to the free throw line? We used to kind of, be looking with one eye open, one eye closed, and like, Shaq, just give us one, Shaq. It kind of got to that point with LeBron and his free throws tonight. But he missed 4. He was 6 of 10 from the free throw line, so not too bad. Anthony Davis, 26 points, 6 assists, 15 rebounds, and a steal. They can't do nothing with him. I love him at that center position, especially against this team, because we started the game off with JaVale McGee at center. His whole stat line, full of zeros. The only stat he has in his arsenal tonight was a turnover. Was 1 turnover in 7 minutes. And so in 7 minutes, you gave us a stat line of zeros and 1 turnover. It's not that JaVale McGee is not a good serviceable big man, him and Dwight. It's that they're not equipped. They're not well equipped to face a team like the Houston Rockets. So it's not. I don't want to, call this stat line out to just make fun of JaVale McGee, poke fun at him. But it goes to show you how insignificant him and Dwight Howard would really matter against a team like this. Anthony Davis at center is a complete nightmare for the Houston Rockets. They have no answers for him at all. It's like they're they get scared, they get lost every time he gets the ball. They finally started trying to send a couple of double teams his way. And if it wasn't for that, he probably would have had 35, 37 points. But he played smart. That's why he ended up with 6 assists. He played smart. He played under control. When they started coming with the double teams late in the ball game, he made the simple pass, simple read, and guys were rewarding him by knocking down the shots. We shot 33% from the three-point line tonight. That's acceptable. That's respectable. If you shoot respectable, but Nick Stan Van Gundy was saying he didn't understand why the Rockets wasn't double teaming Anthony Davis enough. Well, our outside shooters were hitting, knocking down three-point jumpers at a decent clip. So the Rockets couldn't really just commit fully to a double team on Anthony Davis, whether versus if our teammates were not knocking down those threes. So they just were kind of lost. They were kind of at our mercy when it came to Anthony Davis tonight. We had playoff Rondo show up tonight. I mean, the guy's been great ever since he came back. He was a little up and down his first game, but that was to be expected. And I felt like our teammates kind of put him in a lot of bad spots that first game, throwing him the ball at the end of the shot clock. But ever since then, it's been spectacular playoff Rondo, and this is what Laker fans have been wanting to see. Of course, we didn't get to see it last year because we didn't make the playoffs with that poor coach that we had, Luke Walton. And then we thought that we were not going to see him this time because of the injury. We didn't know how significant the injury was. Thank God that Rondo was able to come back, because we're seeing the fruits now of playoff Rondo. And boy, is it something to behold. I'm happy. I'm excited because we got us another vital, just great piece to this team now that the Rockets have to cover now. They have to game plan for Rondo. So, man, I mean, look at the stat line: 21 points, 9 assists. You know, just even made 3 3-pointers. He was 3 of 5 from the 3-point line, 8 of 11 from the field. That's spectacular, man. Everybody keeps talking about we need a third scorer, a third legit star. Not necessarily. If you can get it by committee, that's good enough. Like Kyle Kuzma chipped in with 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 block and 1 steal. Kuzma was all over the place tonight, and that's what people fail to realize. Kuzma has really found a way to affect the game without ball hogging or gunslinging. Even though I felt like, what was that, game 1? I felt like he needed to turn into gunslinger mode because everybody was kind of cold. And so that was his cue to turn on his gunslinger mode. But other than that, he's found a way to impact the game in so many ways other than just scoring. Going back, tipping the ball back in, putbacks, getting extra plays. There was a play where this guy ran full length of the court. I think they ripped Harden, and I think Harden just let it go because he thought that the ball was too far away and it was going to go out of bounds. Kuzma said, sprinted down the court and made a spectacular save. Granted, we didn't score off of that play, but the hustle that Kyle Kuzma is playing with now, it gives your team life and energy. And sometimes your team might get down and kind of lazy or lackadaisical. Plays like that will spark energy and fire into your team. Man, it's, oh my goodness, Caruso, 2 for 2 from the floor tonight, 5 points. He knocked down some a clutch bucket at the end, a clutch 3 off a Rondo assist. So I think LeBron was on the bench too. LeBron had kind of did his thing and got us a little cushion. He went to the bench, and then Rondo just went on ahead and just took it over. Rondo said, "I got it. LeBron, get you your rest. I got you, dog. I got you." And he took care of business, man. He put Anthony Davis in so many easy spots. I know Anthony Davis needs to take this guy out for dinner, you know, or take him out for breakfast in the morning. Treat him. All the no look lobs he passes Anthony Davis, he just makes Anthony Davis' life that much easier. I mean, Anthony Davis is already a monster. The Rockets couldn't even guard none of his mid ranges. When his mid range is on like that, the Rockets are just basically just, you know, they put the head down. It's kind of like they know it's over. They know it's nothing that they can do when Anthony Davis' shot is going like that, because if his shot is going plus he's going down low, banging and getting extra rebounds, dunking it back in, it's like they're really just at his mercy at that point. And that's also the Anthony Davis that I want to continue seeing throughout this series. So we shot 69% from the free throw line, better than last game. I think it was 61% last game. But still, it's an area that we need to work on, because if we get into even tighter games at the end of ball games, we don't need to be sitting up there having to close our eyes and hoping and wishing that these guys make their free throws. 55% from the field, that will get it done. 13 turnovers is a bit much in a playoff game, and especially against a team like the Houston Rockets. It didn't really cost us tonight, but we still need to be a little bit cautious of that, because the Rockets are a team that they live by the three and they die by the three. If you keep turning the ball over, you can help them catch some type of rhythm. And we all know once they catch some type of rhythm and they get a lead, it's kind of hard to beat them then. So let's be careful of that going forward. All in all, even though Westbrook and James Harden had good games, you know, they still didn't take over when they needed to. They didn't take over, especially in fourth quarter. So this is kind of two games in a row for them where they didn't know how to do what they were supposed to do in the fourth quarter, whether it's trying to hurry up and get around a double team to get an easier shot for another teammate, whatever the case may be, they didn't know what to do. Our defense had them confused again for the most part. We were sending double teams late in the shot clock sometimes. We would mix it up and then double team him when he first come down the court. Sometimes we would pressure him from the length of the court. You name it. We were all up in his mug, confusing him.
We all? Yeah.
Sorry about that. All right. So, yeah, great game defensively, especially from the coaching staff. I felt like that game, that was great. Now, we did have a couple of lapses here and there in the defense where we would kind of get confused on who we were supposed to switch to, and it led to like an open three or a wide open layup, and guys were kind of looking around. But, you know, that's going to happen here and there, especially against a team like the Rockets, who likes to run and mix and match and stuff like that on offense. So it's going to happen sometimes. But I'm happy that we stuck to the game plan. We didn't shy away from it. And eventually it paid off. So a lot of Rockets fans were bumping their gums, man, that first game. And I told them, I said, you might as well enjoy them 15 minutes of fame because it's not going to happen again. And the Lakers are proving right now why they were the number one team in the West, and the Rockets are getting first-hand glimpse of it. So, yeah, we took care of business, man. And I'm looking forward to this next game. Let's go ahead, keep our foot on their neck. You know, get this series over with. Get it over with. Knock them out. And I think that's all I have for today, guys. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.